Good morning, Ronald. Good morning, Nancy. It's not every day you get presidential visitors. Well, the sun was out. It's actually starting to snow. I wanted to get some pictures of spring robins. They're back. They're hunting worms out here on the lawn. And here's the snow. The robins are like, "What are we doing back here? We came too early." Just out in the yard, I was trying to shoot the spring robins, but the sun disappeared and it actually started to snow. I wanted to talk to you guys. You guys know I was looking to buy the Sony 200-600 wildlife lens. The one behind me here is a 150-600 Tamron. I love it. It's my favorite lens, wildlife lens that I own, but it's not made for my new E-mount cameras. It's made for my older A-mount cameras, so I have to use an adapter. Okay, so it's not as fast as the new lenses. I have to manually focus when I'm doing video. And it's huge. It's a big lens. Now the Sony is just as big. It doesn't zoom in and out, so it stays the same size all the time, but it is huge as well. And lately I've been thinking about that. I don't use this lens as much as I should because of the size. I would rather take a 70-300 and, wear that on my hip instead of carrying a great big tripod and this thing. But the reach, this is what you need for small birds and wildlife. And I do use it, just not as much as I'd like. So I've actually made a new purchase. I don't have it yet, but I've ordered the Tamron 150-500 for E-mount. So that means we're going to end up losing the adapter. So I don't have to carry that anymore. And the lens is about 1/3 the size of this lens, right? So I'll be tempted to use it a lot more. I can actually use it handheld, strap it on my hip, and use it just like I do my 7400 or my 7300. I'm excited. I think this is going to be the good solution. The new 150-500 from Tamron should compete with the Sony at half the price. I paid $1,400 Canadian plus tax. Okay, so it came to $1,600 for the new lens. The Sony was $2,600 plus tax, $3,000. The Sony comes with a 1-year warranty. I don't like that. That's not good enough. The Tamron comes with a 10-year warranty. This lens here behind me also came with a 10-year warranty. You can't beat that. Okay, that gives you peace of mind. If I'm going to drop $3,000 on a lens, you better give me more than a 1-year warranty. And Sony doesn't, and therefore I've decided, because of my love for this lens here, to buy the new E-mount version. Now there are a couple drawbacks with that new lens. It's 150-500, so I'm losing 100 millimeters. This is a 150-600 behind me. The second drawback is that you can't use teleconverters with it. So this lens here, I can put a 1.4 or a 2x teleconverter, and we can really zoom in there, like 1,500 millimeters, right? On my A6600 here. Can't do that with the new lens. But I use a full frame and an APS-C. This is the 6600 camera behind me. So that means we're going to have an effective focal range of 225 to 750 with the new lens when we use it on this camera. And it'll be a 150-500 on my A7R4. So guys, I don't think I can complain about that. I like to use a converter, but guess what? I'm keeping this lens. So if I know that I'm going to a lake and I need to shoot way out to an island or something, or somewhere that I can't get closer to with my feet, I'm still going to have this lens. My wife told me I have to sell one. She said, if you buy a new lens, you got to sell one of your old ones. I don't think I'm going to do that. We'll just tell her we did. I have literally watched 30 movies in the last 2 days, reviews on the 150 to 500, and everyone says that the autofocus, the tracking, world class. So on my E-mount cameras, it is just as good as the Sony cameras. They said they cannot find any difference between the Sony version and the Tamron version. And I know that this lens behind me is excellent. Even with an adapter, I'd still give it a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. It focuses very quickly, considering it was never made to work on this camera. So, you know, I have faith that the Tamron is going to be as good in every regard. In some regards, it's even better. The Tamrons have the Arca Swiss tripod mount on the bottom right here. Sony doesn't, so you have to put another plate underneath your lens, and then they're always loose. That bugs me. The Tamron comes with that plate already. You have to spend an extra $100 and some to get that plate for the Sony. What else? Oh, the focusing distance. You guys know that I love to walk around and do macro stuff. This Tamron will focus under 7 feet. The new Tamron will focus at like 3 feet. 3 feet, that's crazy. So Gary gets the best of both worlds. I get my macro work, I get my 500 millimeter telephoto work. I think the new lens is exactly what I was looking for, even though I didn't know that that's what I was looking for. I had my heart set on the Sony, but when you can save half the price for the same performance and get a 10-year warranty, and I love this Tamron version right here, the new one, it looks the exact same as this. It has all the same features, the same buttons. Actually, it has one feature that this lens doesn't have, VC, vibration control. And apparently it's very good. So it works in tandem with the vibration control that's built into the Sony bodies. So again, I think it's going to be a huge step up. And for the price, $1,400 Canadian, I think this is going to be Gary's solution. Let's see if we can find some robins. I know I have ducks in the back swamp here. I saw them this morning. Let's see if we can track them down. And let's just enjoy this old lens a little bit more before the new one comes in. I found a pair of my mallards back here in the swamp. There's the duck way out there. And you can see how the 600 millimeter just brings it right in. And yes, I know they're only mallards, but if you can get out here and shoot these little things, guys, the practice is invaluable, right? Chickadees all winter long. They are tough to shoot. They are fast. If you can get good at shooting chickadees, you can pretty much shoot any other bird there is out there. And I say that to people all the time, right? You want to practice on these simple things so that when you see that unicorn out in the forest, right, Mr. Bigfoot, and you've got to get that shot, you're going to know your gear. You're going to know how it works. How many times do guys grab the zoom ring and go the wrong way, right? Especially when you're manually focusing. So I just want to show you guys on this current lens, this is 8 inches from there to there. So that's the exact same size as the new lens. And then of course when you put the lens hood on, it's going to pretty much mimic this piece here. This is not lens hood. This is part of this lens. So I'm going to lose the adapter with the new lens. I don't need that. I'm going to be shorter, only to here. And then when you put the lens hood on, it'll be out to here. But look at this thing is so. Look at the size of that thing. It's massive. It's crazy. I love it. It's an amazing lens and system. It's just huge. Another huge benefit to the new lens is going to be autofocus in video. So all the video you guys see of the ducks and everything that I shoot, now it's in manual focus. I have to do it myself because the adapter doesn't allow autofocus in video. So that's going to be a huge thing as well moving forward. So, you know, I keep finding little reasons to justify this purchase, but they are some very good reasons, right? The more I thought about purchasing that 200 to 600 lens, I thought, I don't use this lens as much as I could because of its size, right? And this one kind of shrinks down when you zoom it all the way in, and I still don't use it for travel as much as I would like. So the new lens has to be something that I'm going to actually want to take and travel with. And I think the Tamron is the only one, because of its size, that I'm going to be willing to do that. So